are just all right, everyone. Well, welcome back to another MFCA webinar. It's been quite a while since we've done a member-focused webinar. Last month, we did the webinar with Director Hertel for Michigan Moves Month, but this is going to be focused on an MFCA membership benefit that I think not a lot of people know about or necessarily know how to use effectively. So we've brought in Sherry Bryan today from SBAM to talk a little bit about SBAM and what they do and what they're all about. And we're specifically going to focus on employee attraction and retention, which obviously is a very, very hot button issue nowadays for all business owners, probably even more so in the fitness industry because we've seen so much of our workforce leave during COVID. But before we dive deep into that, Sherry, why don't we just start with kind of a brief introduction about you and then about SBAM.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mike, for having me today. I'm happy to be here and discuss some of the ways that we feel SBAM can help the members. Just a little bit about SBAM. SBAM is the largest and oldest association focused solely on the needs of small businesses in Michigan. We feel we have collected a wide range of products and services that businesses really need and that can help solve their problems. A little bit about me. I've been with SBAM since 2016 and in the role of the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Certification since 2018.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think the MFCA started to engage with SBAM 6 to 8 months after we formed, and you came in and you explained to us, all the many benefits that SBAM offered, and it was definitely something that we wanted to make available to our members. Now, the people listening to this, some of them are going to be MFCA members, so they have an SBAM membership as part of their MFCA membership. Other people that are listening to this may not be MFCA members. They may be considering it, or they may just be interested in learning more about this topic or about SBAM. So before we really hone in on the primary topic today, just on a broad level, explain some of the membership benefits that SBAM offers.
So we like to look at our products and services in a few buckets, if you will. One of the buckets is attract and retain employees. Another is stay compliant. So we have a lot of compliance offerings. Saving money on your expenses. Maybe it's shipping, maybe it's office supplies. And then we have a be protected bucket where you need your accident fund, workers' compensation. You need some cyber security, things of that nature, and then a few other services, which are mainly our e-newsletters, our magazine, and our owner-to-owner events, networking events, and our certification program. And that's kind of the broad overview.
Yeah, and SBAM has a lot going on. I think when we first engaged with SBAM, I was actually surprised by the depth and the breadth of the services that you offer as an organization. It's really a phenomenal resource, and I feel like this is true of our members as well as probably a lot of people that have at least heard of SBAM, that they don't actually engage with as many of the services as what SBAM actually offers. So we're hoping to kind of really get under the hood a little bit today, particularly around the SBAM member benefits to attract and retain employees. As I said in the open, this is an issue for everyone in this currently very, very competitive labor market. But in our industry, so many people have left just as a result of pandemic, closing gyms here in Michigan for the better part of 6 months. Much of our workforce had to find other employment. There are now virtual fitness platforms that personal trainers can work on. Those really didn't exist at any great volume before COVID. So it's a very tenuous time for attracting and retaining employees. And we need every tool we can to do so. So with that said, tell us about some of the tools that SBAM offers. And I'm sure as you go through these, I'll have some questions that I want to follow up on.
Absolutely. So we've put together a really nice, robust package where if you're trying to attract those employees or retain the good employees that you have, you really need the benefits to put behind your pay scales. Mm-hmm. People will leave you to go someplace else that has these offerings. And through our partners, we're hoping that our partners have provided us and our members the discounts that maybe the employee or your members can't get somewhere else. So we're going to help you solve the problem of getting those members, and then we're also going to give you discounts on the rates, et cetera. So one of the first things we do is we have Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and Blue Care Network. Now, those are not discounted rates because you can't discount insurance, but they're group rates. So the rates that all these big companies get, we're able to provide that to the small businesses. So that's one of the things. We do have the dental and the vision riders that you can choose or not choose, depending on what your needs are. Along with that, we offer Dearborn Group life and disability insurance. So that provides a 5% upfront discount on your premiums. We can provide, even if you're a business of one, which I don't think too many gyms are businesses of one, but we can provide the life insurance down to one person. Okay. So that's something that's kind of nice. With a lot of the gyms, I would assume that you might have more than 20 employees. So with 20 employers or more, you do have to offer COBRA benefits. So that is another thing that SBAM offers, and we do that in-house as well. So there is no setup fee. We offer that free for the setup. And then there is a flat $35 per month fee for a certain amount of member or employees. So that is a discount on what we would normally charge someone that is not a member.
Got it.
We also have accident fund. Oh,
let me interrupt you there just to make sure everyone knows what COBRA is. I know what it is. Maybe everyone listening doesn't know what COBRA is. So just could you briefly explain that on a high level?
Okay, so I am not an expert on that, but it is an added insurance. If someone is to leave your company and they have to be provided or they have to be offered insurance if you break your tie with that employee. So that is something that we offer, so you can offer them that insurance. I do believe that it's required by law that you do that if you have over 20 employees. But like I said, I'm not the expert on that topic.
That's perfect. And you are correct, it is. And I can tell you from personal experience as a business owner that COBRA, just administration, it can be difficult and wonky and not always the best of processes. And so it's good to hear that that's something that you offer, and that not only is a benefit, but that also kind of falls under that regulatory or that compliance bucket that you talked about earlier.
Yes, it is a tricky one. It really is. Along with that, we offer accident fund workers' compensation insurance, and that is also a really good program. We provide a 5% upfront discount on the premiums, and then we also have a dividend program. So if SBAM's book of business does good, we give back to the people who are enrolled in our program. I've been with SBAM since 2016, and I've seen a couple 3%, couple 4%, and a 6% dividend. And then there was 1 year that we did not have a good year and we were not able to provide that dividend. But so you're getting upfront and at the end of the year discounts or dividends with that program. We also have Life Secure accident and hospital recovery coverage. And that's like your AFLAC coverage. So you can have that little bit of added benefit with getting a little bit of money from somebody if you are in the hospital or have to have surgery or something. One of our newest products is our pooled employer 401k retirement plan.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy because so many small businesses cannot afford to provide that to their employees because it's so darn expensive.
Got
the
it.
administration fees and just everything about it. It's very expensive. Plus, if you're trying to do it on your own, you can really get into a lot of trouble if you're not doing it appropriately. So we went ahead and we started a program, and it's just really taken off. It was only offered beginning January 1 of this year, and we already have quite a few people taking advantage of it. Now, SBAM was the #1 person to take advantage of, because if we are having partners for our products, we're going to be involved in those products. We're going to use those, because if we're going to give them to our members, we want to make sure that we're using them as well.
Right.
We have 28 employees at SBAM, and we are saving over $15,000 a year just in the administration fees.
Wow.
So this is really something that smaller businesses can get involved with and provide that one more thing that's going to help attract and retain those employees. The regulations for that is you do have to have at least 2 W-2 employees to get into that program. But like I said, that's one of our newest ones, and it's really going over very well.
Well, I love that one in particular because we've looked at this with our business, and everything that you said is 100% accurate. It's the administrative fees alone sometimes become prohibitive on doing a 401k, but at the same time, it's such a, what I would refer to as a legitimate and essential employee benefit in our labor economy right now, that for our industry, it becomes very important to offer to legitimize our jobs, because the fitness industry is still growing up to a great extent. And we've not been an industry that has necessarily offered robust benefits plans, sometimes not even health and dental insurance, let alone 401k. So I think that's it. And so I'm learning something too. I didn't even know about that program from SBAM since it's so new. So that's definitely something I'm going to look into a little bit closer. And I think everyone that's listening really needs to consider just the opportunity to be able to utilize something that they aren't going to pay a prohibitive amount of money for to be administered. Because again, many small businesses, the money that it costs for administration cuts directly into the amount of money that actually contribute to the 401k.
Right. Yep. But yeah, you've got that in a nutshell right there. One of the other things that we hear from members about the attract and retain portion is the fact that a lot of people want to have further education. So part of that package is we partner with Dale Carnegie, who offers us 5 different certificates. Normally, these certificates would cost about $2,000 if you were to go out there direct. Through the membership with SBAM, they have provided us very, very deep discounts. And if you only want 1 certificate, it's going to be $399.
Wow.
If you want 2 to 4, it goes down to $299. If you want 5 to 9, it goes down to $199. And if you have enough employees that you want more than 9, 10 or more, we connected with Dale Carnegie, and they work on even deeper discounts.
Wow.
So they are, trying to make sure I remember them all. There are 2 in management, 1 in sales, 1 in customer service, and 1 in professional effectiveness. So that's just one way to help you attract and retain. The other group that we have is Davenport University.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if anybody has kids that have gone through college yet, but I've had 2 go through college. It is not cheap. It is very, very expensive. And I know you have members all over the state.
Yeah.
And there aren't Davenport universities all over the state.
Right.
But the nice thing is, with our partnership, everything can be done online. So it doesn't matter where you are in the state. If you don't have a Davenport University face in the community, you can still do this online.
Got it.
So it is a 20% discount, upfront discount on the fees. They also waive the $25 application fee. And the really big thing about this is it is available to the business owner, their spouse, their children. all employees, their spouse, and their children up to age 29.
Wow.
So that is 20% off tuition is really huge. It is really huge. I wish I was working for SBAM when I had my kids going through college.
It would have been nice if you got 20% off your kids' tuition when they were going through school, but I suspect that didn't happen.
No, it did not. But it's just another really great product that you can provide for your employees that affects not only them, but their family and their bottom line, as they're trying to, maneuver through everything that we're going through now in our economy and the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and the one other thing that we have in schooling is, what have we been through the last couple of years? In school, out of school, learning via the internet, over Zoom, having your classes over Zoom. It has really hurt a lot of our children. A lot of them need that face-to-face and that type of a learning. So the other thing that we provide is tutoring and schoolwork support through Sylvan Learning.
Okay.
So that is another thing that we can provide the families to try to help them. So, when you're talking about your employees and trying to give to them what they need, it doesn't just stop at that employee.
Got it.
It is really, you're trying to attract the employee, but what you need to do once you get that employee is help the family as well. It's not just a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So that is basically our attract and retain bucket there that we really feel is going to help the businesses get the people and keep the people that they need. The one other thing that I do want to say about some of our benefits, the Blue Cross, the Blue Care Network, the Dearborn, the Cobra, those all, if you are invested and are in all of those programs, we have a third-party billing company that takes every one of those products and puts them on one bill and sends it out to you. So you are getting one bill that is completely, you know what you're paying for. It's all spelled out, but you get one bill, you write one check, and you're done. Then our third-party vendor, they will go ahead and send out all the money to the appropriate people, and you're done. So that is really great. I did forget to tell you also that we have the availability to do Section 125s as well. So if you need a way to help your employees use their pre-tax dollars to pay for some of these benefits, we have a partner, Kushner and Company, that does that. They will either give you a template so that you can do it yourself, or they will do it for a small monthly fee.
Got it.
I always like to caution members about that, because that is another thing that you can really get into trouble with.
Yes.
So if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not really knowledgeable about that, those things, you might not want to try to do that yourself. But if you're comfortable with that, it is cheaper, but make sure you know what you're doing. You really do need to make sure you are dotting all the I's and crossing the T's when you're doing that. And that is another one of the products that can be put on that consolidated billing. So again, that's just one check.
I love it. Yeah. Well, and just to reiterate what you said there, one thing to not play around with as a business owner is payroll taxes. Like, you make sure that things are correct from a payroll tax standpoint. For those small business owners that are listening that may not know, payroll tax is the one thing that does pierce the corporate veil, and there's personal liability for payroll tax. I love the one bill concept. Like, I can't tell you how many envelopes I feel like our admin team has to open and cross-reference, and having that on one bill and just writing one check and having it streamlined and seamless. That's a great benefit. And yeah, Sherry, I'm actually, again, like when we brought SBAM on, I went over all these benefits at the time when we were vetting the larger relationship. And you're even reminding me of some ones that I think we need to look back into. But the 401k, that's one that's, particularly attractive. Let me ask you a question. If somebody's listening to this, have them be, say they're an MFCA member, they have an SBAM membership. If they want to engage with some of these benefits and resources that SBAM offers, where's the best place to direct them to be able to, say, maybe engage with that 401k resource or the Blue Cross Blue Shield benefits? How do they actually start that process?
Okay, so there's two ways you can go about it. We have a co-branded benefit flyer that goes out to everybody. Mm-hmm. If you have that flyer, my name, my email, my direct cell phone number is on that flyer, and I am here to help anyone that needs it. So you can call me, email me, and I will connect you. If I can't provide you the information that you need, because there are a lot of different steps here, I will connect you to who you do need to reach to get the information. There's also our website. So if you go to www.sbam.org and hover over member benefits, there's going to be a cascade of all of these benefits. You can click on those and it will take you directly and tell you exactly what you need to do. That leads me into another topic that I wanted to just really touch base on quickly as well, to really see all the benefits and be able to make the connections. If you're going to do this online yourself, you have to know how to log on to SBAM.org.
Yes.
So MFCA provides me a member list every year of the members, and that's how you get put into our database. Mm-hmm. When they give me that list, they provide me a person's name and an email address. The email address that I get from MFCA is the email address that you need to use to log into SBAM. So there's going to be a login button at the top, left right-hand corner. You'll click on that. You'll enter that email in as the username. And then you're going to, if you've never logged on before, you're going to click on Forgot Password. Mm-hmm. Once you do that, an email is sent to that email for you to be able to set up your password. If for some reason you try that, you don't get an email, it might not be the email that we were provided by MFCA. And in that case, give me a call. We'll get things fixed, we'll get things worked out, and I can help you log in. So that's an important piece of the whole big puzzle there to learn about the products and services.
Yeah, thank you for that. And then I remember going through that process when we got started. It is very seamless, but I could see that as the years go by, different emails end up on these accounts than what should be there. And we appreciate that offer from you. Also, if there's questions from the MFCA end, you could just email info@mfcafit.org, and we can also answer questions as well there. So, but thank you for that offer. That's good info.
Absolutely. Just a couple other kind of high level products and services that I feel really can help small businesses. We kind of touch base on payroll. Yeah. We have a payroll provider called Ahola. Again, SBAM uses them as well. They sent me my check today. And they also do time and attendance, okay, vacation. And it's something that you can choose what services you want from them. They will, I'm trying to think of what they do for discounts, but that's not really something that we have to go into right now, but they provide discounts as well. But they're really a great company. They have really changed SBAM's way of being able to do things. And I mean, we used to still have the paper forms that you had to fill out for vacation, and then it had to go to the boss, then the boss had to send it to accounting and HR. So it really put everything together, and they have a great mobile app, so you can do things on your app. And then, of course, you can do it on the computer, and it's just so streamlined now. It is a great company to work with. I have one member who had to start taking money from an old employee's check. They left it, and there was something where they had to garnish the wages. They can even help with that.
Oh,
So they're a very great company to work with. So there's the information on that. We also have an Ask an Expert portal for all members. Now, this is for HR. Not everybody has an HR expert in their office, and a lot of the times it's the owner going, "What do I do with that?" So, yeah, as a member, the Ask an Expert portal is for HR, and our partner for that is the American Society of Employers. And then we have a legal Ask an Expert portal, and that is through Taylor English. So both of those portals, you can contact them and ask any general questions, and they answer them for free. It's just free information on all general questions. And then, of course, if you needed somebody to rewrite your employee manual, ASC would do that for discounted rates. Same thing with Taylor English. If you ever got into a situation where you had to actually have legal counsel, you would get discounted rates through Taylor English. But I think that's just incredible that you can go on there and just ask general questions and get free answers. I've actually used it myself.
Yeah, what a benefit. And it's, I've done some work with ASE before on corporate wellness. They're a great group. And it's interesting you bring up Taylor English, because one of their attorneys is actually an MFCA sponsor. Michael Melfi is an MFCA sponsor. He actually did a webinar for us. I've done some work with Michael. We're fellow University of Michigan alums, so I know Michael well. He just actually transitioned over to Taylor English.
Yes, he's a great guy.
Great guy. Yeah, indeed. Awesome.
Yeah, well, the newest product that we have is Sensei Cybersecurity.
Oh, okay.
When we were talking about this and learning more about this, and I brought it up on my other screen here so I could read it right off of there, I was blown away by these percentages. 43% of data breaches involve small businesses. I mean, you hear about the targets and those large cybersecurities because it affects millions of people. But small businesses have thousands and thousands of customers, and that information needs to be safe. So 43% of the data breaches involve those small businesses. There has been a 424% increase in new small business cyber breaches last year. 424% increase. That blew my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then the last percentage was 47% of small businesses say they have no understanding whatsoever of how to protect themselves.
That might extend to even larger businesses as well. I feel like at this point, very, very, very complicated and nuanced area, but contemporarily, very, very important. So talk a little bit more about what this service provides.
Okay, so they will go in and they will look at what you have in all of your different your email, your computer. What is it that you're using that someone could take the information on your members?
Right.
So they have a bunch of different things. They will independently measure your cyber health. They will develop and prioritize an action plan. They provide advice on how to correct any issues that they find. and they dedicate a cybersecurity person to you who will speak in plain language.
Yeah.
And that's a big one right there. I know I work a lot with our database people, and when I'm talking about what I need, and they come back and start talking to me about what they can provide, I'm kind of looking at them with like the deer in the headlights, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. That those words mean nothing to me.
Right.
So it's good to have somebody who's going to talk in language that you can understand. They can write a cybersecurity policy guide for your company, cybersecurity training. They create a meaningful and manageable disaster recovery plan. Because if you lose it, you got to figure out how to reel it back in. And they perform external vulnerability scans and phishing campaigns to notify you of any concerns. So they also go out on this word, the dark web, and see if you're already out there.
Yeah.
Because maybe you don't even know you've been breached, but they can go out there and do a search and find out that, oh yeah, you've already got stuff out there. So it's just a huge package, and it's very, very beneficial. It was just scary to hear the numbers
I bet.
of businesses that are affected by this issue.
Yeah, we used to have to think about our physical security, and now the most valuable things that we own as businesses is our data, and we have to make sure we protect that. Yeah, that's an outstanding member benefit. It's funny, you were talking about what they did, and it almost sounds like it's a personal trainer for your cybersecurity. They do an assessment, then they tell you in plain English what you need to do. So I think that's a great benefit that you offer.
Yes. We also have a newer partner for our office supplies. So DBI, Integrity Business Solutions, and OEX have combined to help us cover the entire state of Michigan. And everybody needs office supplies.
Yes, we do.
They need printing paper, they need pens, they need tape, they need folders. Through the membership, you can get up to 60% off.
Wow.
On a lot of the things you use daily. So it's just a huge savings right there. So I wanted to touch on that as well.
Awesome.
Excuse me too. I'm getting over a head cold, so I have a little crackly here.
Yeah, that's a great benefit, and those expenses add up. It's you look at your profit and loss statement at the end of the month and be amazed how much you spend on pens and paper and other office supplies. So that's an outstanding benefit, and I'm assuming it's probably a delivery service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which so now you're not having to send somebody out to Office Max or Office Depot or Target. You can actually just get it dropped off, which that saves you money right there on labor and gas, which God knows nowadays we could all benefit from saving a little on gas.
Yes, and also you're doing business with a member, and that's one of our mottos is do business with a member.
Outstanding. I love it. That's great.
Now, another thing that could be very beneficial for the members is whether you own your building or not. We have the SBAM Energy Solutions, and I have a colleague named Kyle. He loves energy, and he wants to make sure he can help people save money on their energy. So he will work with whatever energy source that you have. He will work with them. They'll come in and they'll do an assessment, an audit, and then they'll tell you, hey, if you change these lights, you can save X amount of dollars in a year. And then they'll tell you that after you spend that money, it will take you this many years to recoup the money that you've spent. But that's not all Kyle does. After he finds out what you can use in your business or your space, he will go out and he will search, are there any type of grants that are out there right now that are covering those upgrades? Because there's a lot of them out there. They're always trying to push for people to be greener, use less energy. So there are a lot of grants out there. So Kyle will go out there and he will find if there is a grant out there that can cover your, or at least give you some money towards it, he'll find it.
That's outstanding.
If by chance he can't find it, he also has a lot of partners in banks and credit unions that maybe will get you a loan for maybe 1%. So small business loans with small interest rates. Not sure how long that's going to last with what's going on right now, but it's just a really great program, and Kyle will go to the ends of the earth to try to get you money to help with the project. So little plug for that.
Absolutely. And you just mentioned, the inflationary pressures, and, inflation in the energy sector, seems to not be like, of anything that doesn't seem to be going down, it seems to be energy inflation. So that is a very interesting point. And I'll also point out, just to emphasize it further, a lot of the people you're talking to here who are, health and fitness club owners, HVAC and energy is a real line item on our profit and loss statement, because some of our members' facilities are small, 500 to 1,000 square feet, but there's a lot of people who listen to this who have 10, 20, 30, 40,000 square foot facilities. And, as you get to scale with energy costs, I know from personal experience, look at that DTE bill sometimes and you say, wow, that's a lot. So that's another great benefit. Again, I think for everyone's listening, such a comprehensive package of benefits. And I'll remind everyone, if you're an MFCA member, figure out that email address. If you can't figure it out, obviously you can email Sherry, you can email us, but log in so you could see, what all these benefits are, because we can't do them justice in just this very, very short conversation. So again, the list kind of keeps going. What else? Is there anything else you think that's of substance that we need to tell our members?
Well, going back into compliance issues, if you are enrolled in our Blue Cross or Blue Care network, that comes with a free summary plan description. Call it SPD for short, but they are required by law.
Yep.
And if you are enrolled in the SBAM, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan or Blue Care Network plan, you get that for free. It is something that you can get anytime any of those rules change. You're required to give that out to your employees again, and you just get it for free. Now, if you're not enrolled in our program and you wanted to go out and get one of those, they cost about $500 out there in the marketplace.
Right.
Through your membership with SBAM, even if you're not enrolled in our program, you can still purchase an SPD from SBAM, and we sell it to you for $250, which is about 50% off of the market value right now. So that's another nice little thing. We have merchant services. I'm sure a lot of you take credit cards, and we have a provider named Up Payment. So they will be providing discounts as well, and that's something that people can look into. And I think I've really touched base. Oh, well, owner to owner. You have gyms all over the state. Yes. Well, we have owner to owner networking events all over the state. Right. We're broken up into 10 different regions, and each region has a networking owner to owner event 3 times a year. So it's the same region, the same people being able to come together and glean information from other business owners. And, we've gone through quite a hard time in the last couple of years. Being able to talk to other owners is really a great benefit just in itself. Being able to ask them some questions. If you're having some kind of an issue in your business, you can't go ask your employees about it. So this is absolutely owner to owner events. And if you're not the owner, you pretty much don't get into this meeting. But that information is on our website. You can come to any event that you would like to. You'll only be notified of the events in your region. But if you're going to be somewhere else or want to travel or want to meet some new owners, you can find all the events on our website when they're coming up, and you can register for any owner to owner meeting.
I love it. That's another great benefit. And like you said, it's so as the old saying goes, it's lonely at the top sometimes, and it was very lonely during COVID, and that's an amazing benefit. Well, Sherry, as we're kind of coming up on time here, I want to summarize some important things for everyone that's listening. First and foremost, go to the SBAM website, and that's just sbam.org, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so sbam.org, log in with the email that you would have given the MFCA. If you don't know that, you can reach out to Sherry. You can also reach out to us. We can get you that email. You can see all the benefits. But the things that I heard that really struck me on this call was the 401k benefit is huge, and I think a very, very important benefit we're offering. Certainly the group rates on the health insurance, that can be very, very substantial for smaller businesses. The COBRA services and administration, like that's great. And the cybersecurity is definitely a very, very contemporary concern that may not be on everyone's radar. And why not get the experts to be involved in actually analyzing your IT infrastructure for vulnerabilities. And then I think the last thing that we talked about towards the end was just the energy analysis. And we're sitting here, for those of you that are watching this recorded, we're sitting here on June 15th, and it's supposed to be like 102 degrees today or something like that. And I'm just imagining the dial on my energy meter behind my facility that's 10,000 square feet just running like this. So anything we can do to reduce our energy costs certainly are beneficial. And all those accessible through the SBAM website, sbam.org. If you are an MFCA member, you are also an SBAM member. That comes included with your membership. So that's a pretty seamless process. Before we wrap it up and let Sherry go fry an egg on the pavement or whatever we do on a 102-degree afternoon, we'll just open it up to any questions. And this is Zoom webinar. We can't see you, but you can see us. If there are any questions, you can put them in the chat. If not, when I send this out with the recording, I'll also make sure that I send that the MFCA info email as well as Sherry's email for you to be able to reach out to her. Anytime that we've worked with Sherry and SBAM, she's very responsive and very on top of things. I sometimes wonder if the people over at SBAM sleep at all, because they always seem to be right there when you need them. I don't see any questions coming into the chat right now, but Sherry, this was great. And as I said, I was on the initial call with you for MFCA looking at the member benefits, and you jogged my memory on some of these benefits today. So certainly appreciate your time today, all the great work that SBAM does. For our members, if you want to find out more, log into the website, sbam.org. That's where you're going to find out all the information on all the amazing benefits. So Sherry, thank you so much for your time. Everyone else, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and have a great day.
Thank you.